Welcome back, ladies and gents. So this one's not going to be a spun project. This one's going to be flat wood. It's in part with Alumilite. We're doing a collab. They sent me the epoxy to do it with. I've just got to get all the other material. So what this is going to be, it's going to be a Are you comfy and cozy now? Yes, you is. It's gonna be a 6 foot wide Mandala, whatever, however you want to say it. Something I drew back years and years ago. I used to do a little bit of drawing just to kill time. But what it's gonna be is I'm gonna have I've got 2 sheets of 1/4 inch and a sheet of 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch is gonna be the back because it's 6 feet wide plus epoxy. This thing's gonna be heavy. So I'm going to use the 1/2 inch on the back. That way it'll have something good and strong to mount to the wall with, because 1/4 inch, as flimsy as it is, it just wouldn't be a good candidate for that. So that's that. Right now my mica powder I ordered like $120 through iCandy, and it's tied up in Greenville for going on 10 days now. It's ridiculous. I don't understand, but luckily they're cool over there. He's shipping me some more, or he's shipping my order through UPS, and whenever USPS finally gets their act together and gets it to me, then I can just ship him that order back. So that, and they've got my carbon fiber for another project tied up. Lovely. So we're doing this now. Oh, belly grumbling. I need to eat. So I'm gonna flip it over into time lapse. I'm gonna go through step by step on what I'm doing, so you can see. You won't see every step because it's gonna be identical pieces. You'll see what I'm talking about, but I'll do each step and show you that part, and then there'll be 3 other steps that follow that same step. So if that makes any sense. Hopefully so. Anyway, flip it back over. What you'll want to do is take your paper and fold it in half. And what I did right here is I measured up 2 inches. That way, whenever I unfolded it, it'll be 4 inches for the part that screws on. Then mark your design however you want. And whenever you cut it out, it'll be the same shape on the other side also. I came back and made my shape. I didn't like the way that it looked, so I just came back and drew another line. And you can do this part on your paper if you want to, but I'm drawing out my 4x4 square. That way I'll have a place to mount to the center hub. Now I decided to do all this. I could have done it in 1 sheet of plywood, or almost 1 sheet, but I wanted to do it to where if I sold it to someone and I had to ship it, I could break it down into smaller boxes instead of having to find a way to package into a huge box. You'll see me right here start to trace out my big pieces. I could have cut all the squares out and done it on the bandsaw. There's many ways that you can do this, and you'll see the bandsaw part later on in the video. But with them being so big, I just decided to do them all in one piece. This is my circle cutting jig from my bandsaw, and all I gotta do is mark my center piece, put it in the hub, and spin it around. I'll get a perfect circle out of it. And I'm marking my 4-inch plates, or places for my 4-inch pieces to mount to the center hub. That way I'll know where everything is. You'll want to get lines drawn up to where you can get everything square up. Once you get everything epoxied and get it ready to mount it, it'll be a whole lot easier to do. So we got these cured, and what I've done is I've labeled all these A, B, C, D, so whenever I drill these out, the holes will match up and there won't be any guessing. You can see this right there. So now I've got to drill the holes and fasten these to the back plate. And I'm gonna go above because I'm gonna have a 1/2 inch bar with a 45 cut. That way you can hang it on the wall. You'll see that when that part's done. But right now I've got to get all these drilled up, screwed up. That way I can do the template for the piece that's gonna come out in between these two. Because just guessing, you're gonna get it wrong. So get these mounted up, screwed up, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna wipe these down with that wipe on poly just to seal them real good. That'll make a good little hold right there. You got nothing hanging over the edges that'll be exposed and seen. Once this thing's on the wall, it ain't coming off. I know. You'll see that I'm layering them all up, and what I'm going to do essentially is just to get all the pieces that I need and get one pattern on top, and then I'll take to the bandsaw and cut everything out. Like I said, there's many different ways that you can do this. You can do it with a bandsaw, or you can do it with a jigsaw. Jigsaw just takes a little longer. Bandsaw, if you got one big enough to handle it, you can cut them all the shapes the same at once. And I just got those pieces that'll be cut out, held in places with screws. And this is the front piece. I cut it at 16 inches round, and I went in and made my lines. They're about 22.5 degrees apart. Then I used my protractor just to go in there and make the final shape on the outside, on both sides. And then I'll take it to the bandsaw and cut them all out. It was a bit easier than using the jigsaw, but Lord, it did take a long time. That was a 950% speed up rate. Had to be very, very careful. So what you're gonna need, well, you don't need this, but it seriously helps. And plenty of epoxy. That's Amazing Clear. You can use Amazing Clear Cast Plus. This ain't gonna be enough. I've got 8 gallons, well, almost a full 8 gallons total. I've already got these opened. Unity cups. This is 1-to-1 by volume. So this is just to get the coloring in. I'm gonna mix per volume in these cups and then pour into these, add colors. Coloring, dyes, micas, Alumilite. This is the pearlescent powder. This is just some off-brand stuff that I got online. You can use glitter. I like eye candy stuff. It seems to be the best so far. And I've even got color shift powders. So I'm probably gonna implement these on top of black because that's when they really stand out. You can use code EPS15 for 15% off the eye candy mica powders when you purchase them. EPS10 for 10% off the Alumilite products. So that being that, oh, also, Michael, why do you have a hair dryer? I used to have a beard down to here, and that's why I have a hair dryer. Hair dryers move more air. You can get a bigger heat gun if you want to. I also use this. This is a heat gun for popping bubbles. I do not like torches that can create hot spots, and that'll create a little dimple in your epoxy if you get the places too hot. So these both have their purposes. This one pop bubbles, this one to really move the air, because this one, even on high, it does not move anything near like this thing does. So, let's have some fun. And these are just 4 of the ones that I've got to do. So, I'm gonna do these 4. Got to figure out in my head real quick what colors I'm gonna do what, because it's gonna be 4, 8 on the back plate. We'll do the second, third, fourth later. But right now we're just doing the back plate, which is 8 big ones, which is what sets up these 6 feet wide part. So make color of the epoxy mixed up, and I've got an idea of the colors, and we'll roll from there.
This is Alumilite Amazing Clear 1-to-1 ratio by volume with a 30 to 40 minute pot life. That 30 to 40 minutes really depends on the volume that you're using and the temperature of it. I do all my epoxy stuff inside. I got 2 spare bedrooms, and it's just me and my son in a 4-bedroom house, so why not use it and keep it stable? I've used Alumilite dyes with eye candy mica powders. But here I'm just mixing up all the colors.
got her up, assembled, and everything. So I'm thinking about calling this thing the black hole. I mean, just the sheer size of it draws you in, but once you get in, that's when you really start to see all the detail. And there's so much detail in this thing, it's not even funny. But the way it's mounted is, this is on a 6-inch hub, this is on a 6-inch hub, this is on a hub, and everything screws from the back to the front. And the mounting on this thing is jam up, it ain't going anywhere. So, lots and lots of color. Super, super glossy. So yeah, this thing's got plenty of detail. But I'm gonna take some still photos and I'll add them into the video because it's hard to get everything that this thing is inside of a video.
This thing was real fun getting up on the wall. Overall with it, I'm happy. My coloring could have been a little bit different, but like I said, this was first one being done. I haven't seen anyone do one of this size or like this. I've been wanting to do one, but I was going to do it with silicone molds and shape it when it got to that point to where you could bend it and mold it, but it still be and not be tacky, I should say. But I kind of got this idea from a guy named Mr Hanna. He's on Instagram as Mr Hanna Tattoo. He does some freaking amazing work, but he does his with a CNC machine, more 3D, and then he colors them with acrylic paint. I'll put his name up right here. But after seeing him use the plywood, that's what gave me the idea to use the plywood on this and then do the epoxy pour over the top. So check his stuff out. He's got some cool tattoos, some cool wall pieces. His have lights on them, real colorful, just awesome stuff. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of the photos. I mean, this thing, it's a black hole. It draws you in by the size, and then the detail starts showing up. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.